Good morning, Bitcoin traders. This is Lombard City, and today is Tuesday, July 28th. It's coming up to about 8 o'clock in the morning Central Time. And today I'm going to go through several of the top traded items here on Poloniex and take a look at the price charts and make some commentary on them. So quite some time ago, way back here, there was a little wee 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, and I went long on Litecoin, but because it came back down here, I got out. And then prices did this craziness here. And after that, I was watching for a time to buy into it according to a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. So we did see a little 1, 2, 3 bottom formation here. If I zoom in on these price charts, here's the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. This would have been a buy signal, but it would have been pretty difficult to hold on to this as it went sideways, except that it did never go below the number 2 point here, that means the number 3 point. And so it could have been a trade that you could have taken this buy signal and just held it, even though it wasn't profitable all the way through here, until now when the prices have spiked up and they're doing pretty good here. Let me expand this so we get bigger charts. And my commentary on Litecoin right now is it's likely a good buy. It's done this staging area, move up, staging area, move up, staging area for quite some time here. So it seems to have done another staging area, moved up to a familiar area, and now broken just above this. So it could be a buy signal. You could take this as a big 1, 2, 3. That's a hard to do it out of a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation trade, but breaking out of a range is something that it's done repeatedly over the past year, so it could be a buy signal. And I'm bullish on all of these coins, so I might be a little biased. Let's move on to look at XMR. So here we are looking at the last couple of months of data for XMR, and you can see that we had a nice little 1, 2, 3 bottom formation here, and then a continuing uptrend that would have been kind of ballsy to hold it. You would have to really leave your stop loss back quite a bit when it starts fading off like this and not panic and get out. And now we see prices are having a series of this low here, little higher low, higher lows, higher lows. And it does look like this is making a slow bowl formation here. And I think that this is going to go up in the long term. I think it's a very valuable coin because of the privacy technology that's built into it. And I do think that it's going to do well. It's always been a high trading or high volume trading item on Poloniex, one of the top ones all the time. So I think it's going to go up from here. So this would be a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. This could be considered a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. And a buy above this area would be a good trading signal. However, it does have resistance here, and a good bit of resistance here. And so it might take a while for this to go. It's hard to say, but I do think it's got potential to go up in the long term. Moving on to Bitshares. This one I was trading earlier where I got in and had to get out, and then I watched it go all the way down. And then I did, if I zoom in on this, we've got a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation here. As prices were climbing out of this, I did buy into it. And then as prices were climbing again, I bought more. And then as they came down here, and it's a 1, 2, 3 top formation and it broke down, I sold part of my position. And so I'm still holding part of it, but probably at a bit of a small loss, but I did buy in at this area. And I'm holding on to it right now. I do think it's got some huge potential in the future to really go up. It's a really unique coin offering some fantastic different things that other coins are not offering in its technology. And I put up some videos in the Lombard City /forum area about this coin, just some of the updates. They really do well with updating and putting out videos that are explaining what they're up to. They seem to have kept good cheer and good focus, even though the prices have been coming down since the middle of July. I think they are a good team that's going to do some great stuff. but I'm not sure when to buy in or when to recommend it. I'm always looking for that 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, and we're not having it right now. I'm just holding some of my coin. Let's go on to Nubits, which I actually don't know much about. I like to start off a review of Nubits by including this spike of data here. I'm not even sure how high that went up, but it went up so high that the rest of the chart looks completely flat. So when we zoom in and take that piece of data out, the chart looks quite a bit different. And we are seeing a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation shaping up. And with that massive spike in the past, back in, what was that? Well, that's quite a while ago now, in January perhaps, or maybe December of last year, it really did spike up. I don't know what that was about, but it is a high volume traded item. And so I do want to point out this is kind of a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation here. And if it is starting to break above this 3600, it would be an interesting coin to check out. Now let's go on to NXT. The price of NXT coin right now is disappointing to me. When I first started learning about cryptocurrencies and reading everything that I could, I found that NXT was something extraordinary. It was a real second generation cryptocurrency with a lot of technology built in, a lot of capability, and I thought it was going to be something that's going to have a chance to take over. But the price has been disappointing. We have a little 1, 2, 3 bottom formation here. It's spiked up, and then we see this level where it was pretty constant in coming back to that level up, and a real explosion here. Prices tried to break higher, and then they've just slumped right off since then. And I don't know why this coin is not more valuable. I don't know why the prices are slumping off, but that doesn't matter. What I could look for is the top formations. Here's the top formation, 1, 2, 3 top formation. This top formation would have been much harder to trade, but as soon as it breaks down below this level, that's a sell signal. And it's fading and fading and fading now too. I did try, as it was coming down to these levels, I tried for 3 days to get my NXT wallet to work so that I could transfer coins over to Poloniex and sell them, but I have not gotten my wallet to work yet. I have quite a bit of NXT sitting there that I can't access right now. I'll have to try it again, but it's such a hog, that wallet, that it literally takes a couple days to download the blockchain and update it every time they do an update on the wallet. And some of those functionalities may be what's causing people to get pissed off and disappointed with this coin, even though it's got some fantastic technology that I think the Ethereum coin is very similar to it. I don't know how that'll go, but probably better than NXT. This isn't doing very well, and I really don't understand it, but the price chart says it all. Next we have CLAMs. Now initially when I first learned about CLAMs, I wasn't too excited about it. I saw that there was this, actually it was before this, back in November of last year. Let's zoom this chart back. Back here prices went up, and then they were doing this sideways thing for the whole time that I was first making videos, and I didn't notice this trend in this channel, which is a real clear accumulation trend when you look back at it, of course. But I noticed this in MAID.Maidsafe coin as it was happening, but I did not notice it in CLAMs, and I didn't really pay attention to this coin until after it broke out here, and people in the forums were really talking a lot about it. Some of the developers from the coin were in the Poloniex forum and explaining more about the coin, and I got more interested. And as it made this formation here, I bought some CLAM, and it's a good thing too. Prices have been going up, and the more I learn about CLAM, the more I think it's going to be a very big coin. I think it's going to go up in price even more than where it is. And we can see this kind of wall here where there's just not that much CLAM available for purchase. And one of the great things about CLAM is that its initial distribution was very unique in that they gave away a whole bunch of CLAM to everybody back in May of 2014. Everybody who had Bitcoin, Litecoin, or Dogecoin. They just automatically gave people CLAM. And there's a lot of people who have not learned yet how to dig these CLAM out of their wallets from the history. And so there's not that many CLAM in circulation right now because it's distributed widely, but most people don't know how to dig it out yet. And so another reason that CLAM is gaining popularity is its exclusive use inside some of the biggest gambling sites. Now, I don't do anything with these gambling sites. I don't recommend them because they are a losing game, even worse than trading. But there's a lot of people who like to take the chances. They want to get something for nothing and roll the dice to see if they can make some money, so they're very popular. But the price chart of this does indicate to me that the price is going to go higher yet. We have this double top right here pretty much. Prices spike down, and now we're having a big triangle formation where prices are really consolidating, and it speaks to me that it's going to spike much higher from here. Of course, the triangle formation could mean that it's going to drop much lower from here. Those triangles are difficult to tell, but we already know we've got a 1, 2, 3 top formation here. So if prices come back below here, I'll sell out, and it'll be at a profit because I bought in back here. So I'm just holding a bunch of my CLAM and sitting on it. Now let's go on to the MAIDSafe coin, which is very interesting. I'm a big believer in the MAIDSafe coin, but we see here we've got a 1, 2, 3 top formation similar to CLAM, and it's actually at the lowest areas of this formation that makes me want to sell out the rest of my MAIDSafe coin. I actually sold some of my MAID, I think it was back here as it was coming lower in this formation, and I thought, okay, that's getting down too low for me. I'm going to sell out part of my MAIDs, and I bought into CLAM and a couple others, so it's turned out okay. My overall profit has been positive. And so it could be that MAID is in this very same type of position where it's going to go up from here, but my trading signal would tell me to get out if it goes lower from here and take my profits. And I did buy in way back here at the 7,100 was my average entry cost. So even getting out here, I'm still at a profit. However, I think MAIDSafe coin is going to go much higher in the next month or two because the MAIDSafe network will be launched and become live. And there's going to be a real surge in prices, and I'll be looking to sell my MAIDSafe coin at a high as the prices are surging up. Let's move this all the way back so we can see some history here. I do think prices will go much higher than this 1900 here. In fact, I think they'll probably triple in price from where they are now when the MAIDSafe network is launched, or just as the launch is being announced. I think it'll really take off from there. Now, here's an interesting price chart pattern. 1, 2, 3 top formation that broke down below and then trended downward. And it was this accumulation pattern here that I was pointing out all the way through June, saying to the people in the membership area to stock up on this. And a few people did. We got some good reports of people making profit off that, and that's fantastic. Now let's go on to XEM, which is the next one in the high volume traders on Poloniex. XEM is a relatively new coin that has some unique characteristics, and I was interested in it. And as prices were breaking out here, I was buying into it. As prices dropped down here, I bought more of it, and I made a video. I think it was here when it dropped down more. I bought more of it, and I made a video saying what a dumb trade that was to add on to a losing trade. And finally, as prices faded off more, I got rid of my XEM, and I've been watching it since then. And so I did buy into some more of it around in here, I guess. And then as it faded off more, I finally sold out of it and used those coins for something else. And just after I sold out of it, prices bounced up and back down again. So what we have here is a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, and it broke above. That would be a buy signal. Now we have a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. And because this coin doesn't use proof of stake and it doesn't use the proof of work to reward people in the network, they use proof of usage. So the more you use the coin, the more you get rewarded. It's a different reward concept in the coin, and it may have potential in the long run. And it's such a nice little cheap coin, it would be okay to hold a little bit of it and set it aside for 6 months or a year and see what happens after that. Not sure, wouldn't put a lot of money into it. Now let's go on to the next couple ones here. Now Ripple, back in early July, I did a good trade where I bought here out of this breakout, and then I sold right at this little wee top formation here. It made 3 hits off the top and I got out of my trade. It was a nice profitable trade just in that quick little bit of time. And then we see a nice 1, 2, 3 top formation here and a real downtrend. Then recently, let's zoom into the 2-week view here. Recently I saw this 1, 2, 3 potential bottom formation. I thought, I should be picking up some Ripple. I don't really like the centralized concept of the coin, but I'm really here for trading. And prices did come up a little bit. I don't know if this will go up higher. The general community of Bitcoin aficionados really don't like the technology and the concept behind Ripple, but they have some really good deals with banks. And so it could be that this will now be a bottom here. We can see that this is really important technical levels all the way along. And it could, if it breaks out above here, could be starting an uptrend. Maybe there's a shift in the market. Because there was many good news items that came out about Ripple as prices were coming down here. And every time news came out, prices seemed to go down more. However, that could be changing around now. One thing I've not done very much in this video is to go down and look at the order book, which is a really important thing to do when you're deciding what to trade in. When you see that there's a lot of buy support and a very slim little bit of selling above it, that's a good indication that you should be purchasing that one. So let's go on now to GEMS, which has been in the news lately. GEMS has been in the news, and really here's a nice bottom formation in hindsight. Double hit off that bottom, and then prices started to climb out of this accumulation phase. And they've really climbed up quite a bit. And it's getting more news and some more partnerships. I think it's with Coinbase that they are affiliated now. And I was thinking of buying into it, but I just can't do it with this kind of buy support so thin here that any kind of selling would push the price right down quickly. And the sell walls above it are pretty strong, so it's going to take some serious buying to push the prices higher. So my thinking is that this is going to come back down here to these 660, 630 level, and then it may go up from there, but I'm expecting there to be some profit taking and a sell-off just by looking at this here. It can come down to 6,100 with just 3 Bitcoin worth of sales, 6,500 with a half a Bitcoin worth of sales. So there's really not a lot of buy support in the market. And if the developers really believed in their coin, they would have this wall up higher, close to it, because they would believe that if anybody's selling it, they want to buy it and pick up that market share. So I'm not really a big believer in GEMS right now. Let's expand this out and get some more here. I'm not going to look at Stellar. Dash is an interesting coin. It's got 9 Bitcoins worth of volume in the last little while. But one thing I do want to look at is a couple of these coins here that I'm holding. We've got BCN, which is Bytecoin, and it is showing a surprising amount of volume. Let's move this recording thing over here. One thing I like to do is, go to the price of the item and scroll down through these low priced items and find things that are having high volume of trade. And BCN or Bytecoin is showing high volume of trade for a very low value coin, 21 Satoshi. So here's an interesting spike of data back in the end of May, beginning of June. Something was happening here that somebody really absorbed as many of them as they could. And now we see prices uptrending here, a spike, and now another spike up to these prices here. So I think there's a lot of buy support in this market, and I'm really not sure why, but the charts are telling me. And so I've purchased them, and I have 1 million of them actually. Now let's move this back over and down to see the buy-sell wall. So here we have a stronger buy wall right below prices than we saw over there in GEMS. So I don't think this is going to go down very quickly. It's going to take a big dump. And it seems that there's a slow bit of selling just above it. No big strong sell wall. So whatever's moving this coin, I think it will continue. Although I'm not going to buy any more right now. I'm just going to sit on the things I have and see what goes on after that. So here's the bottom formation that I saw this spike and I bought in some here at 14, and then I actually did a flip where I bought at 14 and I sold them at 18, and then I bought them back again down here at 15, and I bought some more as prices were coming up here. So now I'm just going to hold my million BCN, and every Satoshi that it goes up, I make 1,000,000 Satoshis in profit. So if this takes off and goes somewhere, I could stand to make some pretty good profit off that one. So another one is Qora I purchased into, and the same reason, it's a very low value coin, 13 Satoshi right now, and it had some pretty good volume moving through it, so I jumped in and purchased some of them, just a little bit, so that I can make some money off it. Now you see here that I've got EMC squared starred, and I do own some of this. I bought some and I've got them already set at a sell price based on some past prices that they've been to. And the reason I bought this one is I just think it's a pump and dump coin. I don't think it's got a lot of unique value in it, but there was somebody in the troll chat pointing out the mining difficulty of this coin, that it's ideal for a pump and dump coin right now, and they say expect to see it go 10 times value and crashing back down. And so having seen that in the past, I thought I'll pick some up and set my sell order in place already. My sell order is probably right here, you can see by this history in the past. And so if it does spike up there, I double or triple my money, just a little bit of it, but that's the way to do it. Now let's continue this video by looking at the rest of the coins I'm holding. I have some game credits, and I bought into game credits back down here, and then I sold out at 600 or something, all happy that I tripled my money. But wow, did I ever sell out too soon. And so as game credits came back down here, I saw there was a very significant buy wall below these prices, so I picked up a few. And we can see here that there's still a pretty good buy wall here compared to the amount that's for sale, and just one Bitcoin of purchases could drive this price up to over 2,800 there, and that would be higher than it's been in the past. So if it does go up to that level, that's when I'll be selling out and taking my profits again. I like game credits because it is a unique coin that has a unique offering in that it's going to be currencies inside some games that are being developed right now. And I think those do have some chance to go higher. Another one that I own a bit of is Counterparty, and that'll be the last coin here for this video. And you can see here Counterparty has been in a low flat thing and a little uptrend here, a spike and then some pretty nice steady uptrend. And I do think that this coin is going to blast off again and really take off. Partly because of the chart pattern, and partly because I know more about the technology behind this coin, in that it is an interesting way for using the blockchain as a central information store. And there's a lot more to learn about Counterparty so that I could explain it better, but I do like the chart. I've heard about the technology, and so I purchased in some of those, and I'll hold on to them, and I'll likely purchase more on a breakout above this level here. So that's it for the review of what's going on Poloniex. Another trade that I'm holding is in the S&P 500, and we can see here this is a long-term view of it over a 1-year period, and over a few years period here from 2009. Prices have been on a nice steady climb, but this is looking like a top formation to me. And so if I go to the 1-year chart, this looks even more like a top formation where we've got 3 hits off that top and prices have faded off. If I go into the 1-month view, right in here I went short on the S&P at exactly 2108. And we zoom into the 1-week view, and it was this little formation here that I thought, geez, that's coming down and it's making this top formation. As soon as it broke below that, I sold, and I've been holding that short position all the way along. So that was on Friday the 24th, and then the market closed for the weekend. It opened Monday, and it's made now 3 hits off this bottom, a bottom formation. It's broken above that bottom, and prices could be going higher from here, but I have my stop loss way up here at I left my stop loss way up here, so I'll make a little bit of money if prices go up against me, but I have the potential now to make more as the prices move around, and I'll just keep holding it. So if we go into the live view, it's a good thing I'm holding a short position. There's a pretty strong spike down there in the last couple minutes. But it's fantastic that small traders can get in here, put on very small trades, use zero leverage, and there is no fees. There's no trading fees, there's no overnight financing fees. You can get in there and practice trading on all the different markets here. And so that ends a quick market review of the trades I'm doing with my cryptocurrencies over on Poloniex, a little bit of the world markets that I am trading right now over on onebroker.com. And we can see here that Bitcoin prices, they're trying to break above the 300 price, but they've got another little 1, 2, 3 top formation here. It's not time for me to buy in, even though it's at these significant support levels. I am just holding Bitcoin, and I'm not actually trading Bitcoin on leverage. I just put it into my secure vault and let it sit there. In time, I think Bitcoin prices are going to go way, way up, over $1,000, over $5,000. And so I'm holding my Bitcoin and not actively trading it right now. I find it more profitable to be trading the cryptocurrencies. So that's it for this video. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions, be certain to leave them below and head over to our members forum where you can talk to other people who are trading and get more details about different markets. Thanks again. Good luck with your trading, and bye for now.